So sorry. Okay.
Okay, you're on live now.
Okay, thank you for your patience, guys. Everybody, okay, over to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Sam. So we finally got ourselves live on Facebook. Uh, would you like to share a few words before we call on Herman, Sam?
Sure. Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Michael. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Kangen Distributors Weekly Meeting in Kuala Lumpur. We've been doing this, started in 2014. So we've been doing this for the last 7 years running in a row. So every week we have, every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Malaysian time, we have such a meeting. And it is a place for like-minded people, distributors, come to listen to us. And we have actually, it's a meeting of distributors where we come to share our experiences of how we have benefited from bringing a Kangen water. And then also we have a different speaker every time. Sometimes we may have a non-distributor speaking who come and sort of share some ideas, share their areas of expertise. But more often than not, we will have distributors from Malaysia. But because of this lockdown, we have no choice but to go through Zoom. And because of this, now we have speakers from around the world. So for the last several weeks, we've been having speakers internationally. And today also we have a speaker from across the sea from Malaysia. All right, so this is a meeting every week, same time, where you can come in and listen to us. And there are a lot of things to learn. So I'm going to pass the floor over to the host of today, Mr. Michael Saw, 684 from Malaysia. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Sam. Sam is our team leader for Full House Power, by the way. He and Cora is a great team. Today's special guest speaker is a young millennial. I think a lot of us would be able to learn from his experience in how to captivate this huge block in terms of business, in terms of sponsorship to be our business partners. Herman has been in the business for 4 years, and he's got a huge gathering, huge group, spreading from India to Dubai and also many other countries. Apparently, they are also spreading into new places like Kazakhstan, places like that. So we will have a lot to be able to learn from him. Apparently, he's got a team of more than 2,000 over people, and he has been very successful in establishing this business. And let's call upon Hemanth to share. And at the end of his sharing, we will have some Q&A sessions. If you have any questions that you would like him to answer, please put it into the chat box so that we can pick it up. So Hemanth, can you get ready to share your Kangen life story, your Kangen journey? Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Sam, and those who are present here for today. First of all, I want to really, share my gratitude and express that I'm really grateful that I'm able to share my journey here today. That could probably inspire a lot of you all, and also inspire your friends and family members and those people that you're looking forward to, showcase what we have in store. So starting with, I want to thank Sam, Cora, Mingwei, Michelle, Simon for all initially, right, being with me all the time, supporting. And also I want to thank all my team members, a part of KIST, and all my Middle East team members. Thank you so much. So today, if you all are, excited to hear how, before, I could share, I just want to clarify something that the poster said that it's a 22-year-old in the Magic. So many of you all might be wondering, am I 22-year-old or what? I mean, so I'm actually 26 year now, but 22 year because that was when I started in Magic. That was 4 years back. So if you're all excited to hear how a 22-year-old, struggled and got to this level, go put on the chat and just put the number 1 or say I. Yeah, thank you. Awesome, awesome. Great. So I'll be sharing with you all my journey through which there are a lot of lessons that I picked up and that I'm so excited to share with all of you here. So I'm just going to share my screen. And this journey is what I call, my Kangen journey because it has truly, it has truly shaped me, not just as a business person, but also as a human being, right? Completely transformed me from who I was 4 years back. Because just a little bit about how I started and who I was before I started Enagic. I was actually working for Amazon.com. Many of y'all, you might have heard of the story before, and some of y'all hearing for the first time. I was working for Amazon.com, and that was like my first official job after my university. And I got into Amazon, really loved, the place. The environment was so amazing, and people there were so welcoming and so friendly that my learning process in Amazon was fast. I could learn faster. I could apply those things. I really thank all my mentors and my team managers there that actually helped me in shaping my career in Amazon, and which allowed me to actually take up 4 different roles at one point of time. And I was being promoted to each and every role in a very short span of time. And at one point of time, I was actually handling batches where there are people much older than me joining Amazon, and I used to train them, right? So Amazon was a very good experience, and I learned a lot of team management and training skills there. But I was looking at Amazon and I thought that if I continue to give my heart and soul to Amazon for the next, let's say, 15, 20 years, probably I'm going to be in a very good position in Amazon. But that um, will not really give me the time freedom that I'm looking for with my family, the freedom that I'm looking for in terms of my financial freedom. Because even if I have to take leave, I have to ask a manager. I'll have a boss to ask for permission. So that really, made me think that is this something that I want to be doing for the next 15, 20 years? So just wanted to share, my when I joined, is really excited because of this man here, Jeff Bezos, and amazing guy. You all know him probably now, the world's richest man. And I just want to share one photo. This photo is very memorable for me because this was the photo that um, from my 3 years experience in Amazon, this was the only photo. This is the only photo that I have with Amazon logo in it. I mean, I took in front of Amazon logo. I have a lot of photos inside the office, outside the office, but nothing like in front of Amazon. And this photo is also memorable because it's taken along with 2 of my classmates who I studied with. They also joined Amazon. So one of my friend, he quit Amazon. He quit the job the same day, and the one in the middle, he quit the job after 1 year to pursue his higher studies. And I continued to, be there and work for a little more longer before I decided to do Enagic. So why I want to share this is because that sometimes, we have people who join us and their dreams and their goals are different. Not necessarily that they'll be with you all the time, right? They have their own paths to pursue. And for me, the same thing happened as well. I have a lot of my friends who are still working in Amazon in probably a managerial position, right? And I'm really thankful that I made the decision and to join Enagic because I am someone who loves to travel, right? So what happened was in Amazon, because I was not finding it, that I'll be working for Amazon for a long time. I was actually looking to relocate to another office or relocate to another position in Amazon. And I applied for one, and the interview happened, and that was actually in Seattle. And because I'm someone who loves to travel, right? Travel is like my second passion after right now is helping people, but before at that time it was dance and then traveling. So dance and traveling was both happening side by side. And chances are, if I, relocated to another office in the US in Seattle, I could be working in an office like this. And this would have been my office. And this office is not going to be mine. I'm just going to be working there. But I'm so happy that, after joining Enagic, can I share with you all my office right now? Where
Yes,
my,
yes.
yes, you can just
Yes.
put on the chat and share that, say yes. Yeah. So my office right now is here. These are all my offices across the world. And this is the same thing to all of you here who are already with Enagic, who are already pursuing to be in Enagic. Look at the global, presence of Enagic. Every single branch here is there to support us. And think about this. As for me, the only thing that was hitting my mind was, as a 22-year-old, for me to have a global office or a global presence, it's almost impossible, like what Enagic is offering. And when I saw this, I was like, I can travel, I can do business, I can, I have the opportunity to meet different people. And at the same time, all the green dots that you're seeing is where Enagic offices are there. But how about where there's no green dots? That's also, going to be future offices of Enagic. So that really, gave me the motivation to join Enagic and to start pursuing Enagic at a very serious level, because this is a business that allows us to do business across the world. So that's when I started. And then when I started from India. It was 4 years back. And with the guidance of Sam and Mingwei, I was just observing how they were doing, what they were doing, and I was applying them. So from all my experience from day one till now, there's a lot of lessons which I would like to share with all of you. Right. So the first lesson that I want to share with you all is about the start. So when I started, the important thing is, as a person who is very young, just got out of a job. Basically, in a job, everything is protected, everything is given to you. There are managers, there are systems in place. But when I started in Enagic, literally there was only my mentors like Sam and Mingwei at that point of time, and Cora. And all I had to do was just follow what they are doing. So when I looked at that point, right, I actually decided that it is very easy for me. If I don't apply the things that I'm learning, it will be very, the chances of me failing is very high. And I didn't leave Amazon's job, I didn't leave the job in Amazon to fail. So I wanted to make sure that my why is very clear, and a huge big why I'm starting this business. And to be really honest with all of you, when I started Enagic, it was, I love the product, no doubt about the product, but mainly I started because I wanted to get that financial freedom. I wanted to make it big in the financial world, right? Do something that is out of my reality zone. So that was my biggest why, because in my family, I saw my parents always, the struggle was for money, right? And then I realized that, okay, with money, basically what happens is it allows us to do what we want to do, gives us the freedom to do what we want to do, gives us the freedom of choice. So that's when I started doing, I started the business. And when I started the business, it was actually first week in February 2016, when it was Chinese New Year. And the entire family of Sam, all of them were there at that time in India. They had to fly back to Malaysia to celebrate Chinese New Year. And I was, at that point in time, I was left alone, right? So what I did was I asked for permission if I could use the office space that Sam had rented for a while in Bangalore to do demos. And I started doing the demos. And after I started doing the demos, my first demo, I invited 4 of my friends, out of which 2 of them, they bought the machine because they believed in me and they bought the machine. So that gave me a spirit that I can also do this business without my appliance being there. So one thing to all of you here listening is 90% of the times, right, when we are introduced to something, we always rely on the upline for them to support us. But my advice to all of you here is, don't wait for your uplines to start supporting you, because what you're doing is you're putting all your success depending on someone else. Right now, what if they're not there? Are you going to give away all your dreams and your why you started? So that's why I learned that very, very early in my business, that not to wait for someone. If it has to happen, it has to happen. I am responsible for that. And so what I started doing was I started practicing. Made a lot of mistakes. A lot of my friends who were there from the beginning with me. and till now, they always say that, Hemanth, you've grown in levels, in terms of delivery, in terms of presentation. And that only I would attribute that to my practice. So many people fear to take the steps. I know people who are in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s, right? They say that I am not confident enough to talk to people. I am not confident enough to talk about the business. But I just say that, nothing that we start first time we are confident of or we're sure of it. Only when you start practicing it, that's when you start becoming confident. So I would share that, the practice will build your confidence and will allow you to go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 10 and above in terms of your delivery and in terms of the presentation. So that's why it's important. The start is very, very important. And when you start that, right, when you make a lot of you're practicing, you're learning, right, the most important lesson here is for you to learn and learn and learn. So this is what I did, that I was literally investing almost 40 to 50% of my time in learning about the product, the business, about the companies. They have a handbook which has all the rules and the policies and procedures and all that. So it was like this big, and went through all of it. And then also about personal development, because I see a lot of people, right, a lot of my friends who've joined me, and they love the product. They were literally blown away with the business because they also want to achieve good financial freedom. But halfway through they give up, halfway through they start doing something else, and completely off touch with energy. So then I attribute that to the personal development, because if they are not building themselves, right, no matter how much you have belief on product or on the business, if you're not building yourself, you will sooner or later give up. It will not be very interesting for you to do this business, right? So start reading books. Start What I started doing was reading about personal self-help books, attending seminars. And the biggest personal development that I could do initially was spending time with Sam and Mingwei and all the top leaders, not face to face, because many people say that, wow, Hemanth is so lucky. He had personal time with Sam and Mingwei. But I would just say that I was spending most amount of time on videos, on their videos, on their trainings. So I was just plug in myself into the trainings, and I'll sit and just watch and observe and listen. So that's how I was actually developing myself, right? It becoming like, the Great Wall of China, right? Like you build a great wall within you that no matter what amount of negativity comes to you, you don't break down. So that's why learning is important. And just in the beginning, ascertain 50% or 40% of your time just in building your knowledge about the product, building your knowledge about the business, and about personal development. And once you do that, right, the thing people say is, Hemanth, I have so much of information right now. And they keep adding on more information. But they forget one important thing, which is to take action. Why they don't take action is because they fear that they may make a mistake and they may lose a sale. And I just want to share that if you don't make mistakes in the beginning, right? We all make mistakes. It's human to make mistake, right? So I would say that make mistakes early, right? And be willing to face and handle the biggest objection. The objection that I'm talking about here is many things actually on different angles. Literally when I started as a 22-year-old, the objections that I got was not only from prospects, from my family, from my colleagues, from my previous job, and also I would attribute one thing is that I never got any objection from myself. Like I never told myself that it's hard to do, or I never told myself that I don't think I can do it, or I don't think I can sell this machine. I never told that to myself. But all the objections that I was getting from the prospects, from my family, from my colleagues, they were all easy to handle. Because why? I was able to handle myself. I was able to, sell myself to to me, right? For example, the biggest objection that you'll have to handle is to sell yourself to you, right? You selling yourself to you, meaning this that no matter what, There's an amazing analogy given by Mingwei. He always says this, that think about you as a ship. The ship can only sink if you let the water outside of the ship come into you, right? So the same way, when you are doing mistakes, forget about what your prospects have to tell, because think about this. When I started, in my first month, I exposed the Kangen product to over 600 people. And guess how many machines I sold on the chat? Can someone guess? 600 demos, 600 people I presented. Oh, someone got the answer right. Shrikant, 10. Yeah, that's the right answer. 10 was my first month sales, total sales, right? And you know what happened? After I did that, the second month, I actually slowed down, right? Because I was so happy that I made that money. That money literally I would be making in Amazon after like 6 months of working, I would make that kind of money. I made that in just 1 month in Magic, right? So what I did, I slowed down. And then what happened was my friends who joined me, they also were doing a lot of demos. And think about the 600 presentations and just 10. That means 590 people said no to me. Now, if you think about this, many people, they just do two demos, 5 demos, 10 demos, and they give up. They say, oh, my prospects are giving negativity. I would say just keep going on and on. It's all a numbers game, meaning in your first month, you expose it to as many people as possible, right? So that's what I wanted to share, that, that will make you stronger. Yes, that when you get all these no's, don't worry about it, because 590 people only. In your place where you are, there are more than 590 people. So don't worry about it. If you make mistakes, be willing to make mistakes, is what I want to share here, right? And the next step is uncomfortable is natural. Now, when you're when you're doing all these things, when you're making mistakes, you will feel uncomfortable. And when I say you feel uncomfortable is right. Like for example, you think, am I? What do you say? I'm not getting the word. Like, it'll be so new that you're not used to it. I mean, it's not muscle memory for you. It's not your second nature, right? Just like, for example, if you cook, if you're good at cooking right now, when you started cooking, probably it was very uncomfortable. Like, I don't cook. So when I go to the kitchen, when my mom tells me to do something, it's very uncomfortable for me. But she does it in like, swift. It's very comfortable for her. So I would always share that, when you start something new, it's going to be very uncomfortable. And that is natural, right? And what happens is, when it's uncomfortable, we feel like taking it slowly, taking rest. So I would say that forget taking rest when you're going 10x, because there is a saying that success loves speed. So when you're uncomfortable, right, you know that it's something called as a perturbation. Perturbation is basically when you're getting all this, pressure from a lot of angles. There are only two things that you can do. One is you can fight, or you can run back. Majority of people, it's easy for them to run back, meaning take rest, right? But the only people who succeed are the people who persevere through the pressure. So I just want to share that, here, right, be willing to take the risks that you've never taken. Do things like, for example, the risk that I took was I bought the machine on my credit card. I didn't have the money to buy the machine. So I bought it on my credit card. Borrowed money. And that was the first risk that I took. And literally, that was like literally 4 times my salary, the Kangen machine. Because in India, the salary is not that high for a youngster. So that was like so much, and yet I was willing to take that risk. And that's the first risk. Second risk is once I started, talking to people, I actually recruited one person who's out of my city. And as a 22-year-old, I just bought my machine. And of course, that person needs support because he bought the machine. 99% of the people who buy from me, they only tell 2 things. Hemanth, I didn't buy the product because it's good. I bought the product because I trust you. So because of the trust, right? So they buy it. So we work together. I support him. So I went to the city. I had to spend literally money from my pocket, which I didn't have, of course, on my credit card again, on hotels, on doing the seminars, on doing the meetings. And I did that. And that month alone, I spent, what do you say? I spent literally double my salary on just doing events. That's a big risk also. Many people will be afraid to take that. But I'm just saying that when you start doing all of that, what will happen is it'll allow you to basically give your best. Because I believe that when you put money down, your commitment and your, what do you say, seriousness goes up. So that's the thing. Be willing to be uncomfortable. And this is a very important point that not everyone will finish the cross. Sorry, not everyone will cross the finish line. What I mean to say is that not everybody that comes along with you will be there with you all the while. Some may even drop out in the beginning itself. Some may come halfway and then drop off. So the point to allow them to come with you throughout the whole time is basically to help them remember their why. So just reconnect back with their why. So, for example, right, for me, what happened was I did not know all this when people were stopping to do the business, but I was telling this to myself that chances are their why is not as big enough as yours. So just continue doing it because I was just putting in my effort, and there is a saying that if you want to go fast, do it alone. If you want to go far, do it together. Now, I would say that it's not an either or. I would say do both. You have to go fast and you have to go far also. Both. You got to do both, right? So chances are sometimes what happens is when people don't have the same enough why as yours, they may be dragging you down. They may be slowing you down, right? But momentum being the currency of this business, it's important that you go fast and along with that, you keep reaffirming the why in the people that you have. So that what happens is they also join along with you, right? So I always keep telling myself that remember your why and the power you have in your hand to change millions of people's lives. Like think about this, like what just Michael said that literally close to about 3,000 plus people are there in our team right now, and all over in India, Middle East, Europe, Australia, and some other countries. So all those people, right? Imagine this. Even if one person, like for example, right? Think about this. What Mr. Sam started 9 years back has led him to, reach this level with over 100,000 families being helped. Now think about this. If Mr. Sam, when he started, he would have gotten a lot of doubts and negativity. If he gave up, think about the 100,000 plus families that would have lost out on this amazing opportunity and amazing product. So think about every single time that you feel like giving up, just reconnect back with your why you started, because your why is more powerful than any other challenges that comes across. Like for example, I tell my team members also that they come to me and say that Hemanth, it's so difficult to do the business. This is, I mean, after a couple of years, they say, among people keep giving me objections of price and all that. I say that, yeah, even I've gone through that objections, right? But what is making me go strong and go forward is because I reconnect back to my why. Why did I start? And why did I put in my 2 years of 3 years or 4 years of effort? I didn't put all these efforts to give up. I didn't put all these efforts to, give up, basically give up. Now, when I give up, what happens is, if I give up and take up something else, my subconscious mind is telling me that you took up something previously and you did not finish it through. So chances are even this is going to be the same. So this one thing I wanted to share with you is that the more you stop, the more you give up, the more your subconscious mind will stop listening to you, meaning it will not listen to you. So if you want, to be able to go without any disturbance of any team members or any challenges, right? Don't get I'm not getting the word. Don't be discouraged when people say no to you. Don't be discouraged with the outcome. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. That do this business as if that you're playing a game Now, think about this. A game is basically when you're playing a game, there's no attachment of anything. You're just playing a game because you want to win it. So do this as a game that you want to play, but play without any attachment to any outcome. Be detached to the outcome, right? And always keep reaffirming your why. Right? Just go back to your why, and that'll empower you. So that's what I want to share here. Right? That's what I keep doing myself, because you see, when I started, my friends who joined me, they left me halfway through because they had a different dream. They want to study more and all that. But they joined because of the why. So I try to, tell them that think about your why. But, sometimes the personal development also plays a role. So that's why I would share that out of, let's say, 100% of people who join you, uh, be willing to at least 70% of them will not finish the cross line, right? Because their why is not as strong enough as your why, right? And then this is a very amazing point that I want to share, that be a source of positivity, meaning this, that your team is majorly a reflection of who you are. Now, when I talk about be a source of positivity, it's not just for you to be positive, but for you to keep sharing that positive things to your team, right? There is a saying that always you spread positivity downwards and spread negativity upwards. Like, for example, think about this. If your parents, let's take example of parents. If your parents are always fighting, always negative, always, discouraging, and you're watching them when you're growing up every day, what will happen to you? You will also, start developing those things. It will also be imbibed in your mind, right? But let's say, no matter what your parents are going through any challenges, if they talk that in private, not in front of you, right? But if they just share positivity to you, you grow positively. So that way, I would really attribute that to my parents, because although there were a lot of challenges at home, they always encouraged me, motivated me. So, I mean, for many of my friends, compared to like in my age group, they lack that belief in themselves. But I'm so thankful to my parents that, they allowed me to go after my dreams. They allowed me to take risks. They allowed me to do things that, that most parents will stop their kids who are in their 20s doing from, right? So that's what I want to share, that, be a source of positivity and have the responsibility of a business owner. Now, why I'm relating this to the family and business is because, think about this: when your family needs you the most, will you be there for them? If yes, just put on the chat yes. Absolutely, right? So, I mean, when your family needs you the most, we are there, right? Exactly. So the same way, when your team members need you the most, right, be there. That's why I always tell people that you can call me anytime, right? My number is there with all my team members. We have a group basically that where we share a lot of messages, and everybody who joins us is on the group, right? So basically that, what do you say, that they can contact you anytime, right? And uh, be there for them. Now, there's another way to look at it also. Now, there's a difference between using your upline and misusing or abusing your upline, right? For example, like using your parents and misusing your parents, right? Many people, if they want something, if let's say if I want something to happen to me, I kind of like, butter my parents. I tell them, I do things that they like, things like that. So I would suggest in this business, basically, if you use your uplines for information, like I'm open book for my entire team to come take away a lot of information from my head, from what I have, right? And at the same time, many of my team members also say that, Hemanth, since you're the upline, why don't you park some sales? Why don't you put some sales under me, right? Now, there is nothing wrong in parking sales. I'm not saying that it's wrong. There are people supporting their leaders. I've done that. I've supported many of my team leaders as well. Right now, I just want to share with all of you that, think about this. Depending on whatever your team size is, like for example, mine. Let's take an example of 3,000, right? If I had to support each and every one of them, I'll have to be working day in and out, putting 3,000 people under 3,000 people. That really doesn't make sense, right? But what I would say is, to for the direct uplines to take responsibility, right, and to support them. So that's where I always encourage my team members to support their downlines directly. But when it comes indirect, just be a source of moral support, information, kind of if any support you need in terms of how to close a sale, completely on how do I say that? Not on terms of putting sales, not on materialistic things, but on the software, right? Not on the hardware, but on the software. Software in the sense, getting information that allows you to perform what you want to do, right? So be that person is what I want to share, right? And then, yeah, this is another important point, is to be creative. Now, you see, like, we have these amazing meetings happening every week. In fact, we do this for my team, we do these meetings literally weekly once. Every Monday, we do this all over. I mean, our team members join in, and similar meetings. We have people sharing, a lot of sharings that happens, right? So these things work, right? But I did not start all these meetings after the lockdown. In fact, I was doing these Zoom meetings, weekly meetings, even before the lockdown. In the month of December last year itself, I had started, right, doing this because I wanted to engage and grow with the team. So, like, for example, like the EKW that we have, what I used to do? The only thing that I used to do is, when I started, just plugging in people into EKW, showing the demo, showing the business plan, and bringing them to EKW. Not even asking them to buy, right? Because we know that the workshop, the trainings work, right? But many people, what they do is they try to reinvent the wheel, meaning they do the demo and expect the person to buy. I just say that when it's so simple, that just do the demo, do the business plan, and bring them to EKW. That's it. You have to do nothing else. But they want to, be smart. They want to do it their style. I mean, I would say that it's okay to do that, but it's just like, again, like this: test and measure, right? If it doesn't work, chances are, if it worked, even the leaders would be doing it, right? The reason why they don't do things that you want to do is because those things, they've already tried it. It doesn't work. But let's say, for example, I started doing the Zoom meetings in December onwards. It was a test, actually. I started testing it. A few people joining in, then 1 week, 2 weeks. Then after that, we started getting a lot of energy. A lot of team members started bringing in, prospects started coming in, right? So be creative to basically engage and grow your team. Always think about methods to keep engaging your team, because engagement will create that, productiveness. Engagement will create the connectedness. So the feedback that I got from my team members is, after I did all these meetings, that literally people were sleeping, were inactive, they started waking up. They started closing sales. They started becoming more engaged, more productive, right? And literally, I have tested and measured 1,001 things, right? And when it doesn't work, I stop it. I do something else, right? So be willing to be creative. Be willing to be creative. Yeah. And one important message I want to share is of our founder, right, Mr. Oshiro, right? After studying him, after knowing his journey from the start in Sony till Enagic and even today, the only thing that I would share is he's a person who's basically very compassionate. Now, what I mean by compassionate is always a person who is giving, right? And even, in fact, the kind of support that Enagic is offering to us at this point of time during lockdown, the Japanese offices are taking supporting us in terms of processing the orders, those kind of things. Look at this. I mean, many businesses at this point of time, they're out of business. The shops are closed. They can't do anything. Slowly now they're going up. But I just want to share that Enagic, in spite of lockdown, they are providing us platform to basically run our business. And many of the leaders here, I keep hearing from them, their sales are going up. In fact, I had a few of my team members becoming 6A2 during lockdown, 6As during lockdown, and one person is going to be 6A this month, right? So, and God willing, if everything goes well, the following month or max by July, I would be touching the rank of 6A4-2. Right now, all that happened in spite of this lockdown. The reason why it happened is because of the compassion that Mr. Oshiro has, right? So be willing to support your team, right? This I like from some leaders, right, who say that when you support your team, when you help them get what they want, you get what you want, right? So that's why it's important to do it with the team. Teamwork makes the dream work, not the dream work makes your dream work when you do it with the team, right? So that's the whole point of doing with the team. Many people say that, Hemanth, what do you focus on? Are you focusing on selling machines, or are you focusing on bringing in business people? Now, when I started first, I was looking at selling machines, but then I realized that how long can I be selling machines? But if I start looking for bringing in business builders, if I start bringing in sellers, then it actually allows me to support them. So through their success, I become successful. That is the vision that I wanted to actually communicate to all of you. And this is what we are doing. And that's why right now we are close to about 26 A's and above, more than that in our team. And going forward, much more. And all that I'm focusing on right now is in terms of the volume, in terms of growing our volume from to 500 machines, then to 1,000 machines and more by the next year. So that's what I'm focusing on, because if I cannot do that by myself. If I'm doing 1,000 machines, chances are my team members are doing at least 100 machines each, and their team members are doing at least 20 machines, something like that, So it's like a ripple effect. So that's my goal actually. And yeah, so for all those of y'all who basically want to sell, how many of y'all here on this call, you like to sell? If you like to sell, you say yes. Don't like to sell, you can write no. I'll just open the chat. Thank you so much. A lot of comments. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. No, some of them no. Some yes. Mostly yes. Wow. You guys are all, you like to sell. No wonder you join us on all these calls and you join us on all these meetings, because when you're joining here, it is purely a reflection of who you are, meaning you want to learn, you want to develop yourself, right? And some people say no, totally okay, right? In fact, people also don't like to be sold to. People like to buy things. So here there is a word called sell. Some people like to sell, but I want to share with you and something that basically raises your level, your realm of selling. Or when you're basically thinking of selling, it's not just a transactional, but it's something more than a transaction. It's more like a doorway. It opens doors to many possibilities. That only happens when. How many of you would like a new word instead of sell? You'd like a new word that will allow you to open doorways to new possibilities with your people. If yes, just say yes. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, right? So instead of sell, how about we all look at this word called help? Help. If this is empowering word, right, put there and say yes again. A lot of yeses. Help, right? How many of you like to help people? Put there and say, I help people. I love to help. Yeah. Yeah, I love to help. Look at this. Now, it's more empowering that when you help people, basically, you help them get what they want, and through which you get what you want. It's a win-win, right? So I just want to share this quote that I learned from one of my mentors, right? Here the word is, I help people, not sell people. So because this is not like a live training that we are doing, it's more of a Zoom, right? I want all of us to participate at your own space where you are, right? If you can all put your hands on your heart and repeat this with me on the count of 3. If you can all do this, put your hands on your heart and repeat this with me from on count of 3, right? So 1, 2, 3. I help people, not sell people. Say that. Can you all say that again?
Not sell people.
Again, I help people.
I help people.
Not sell people.
Not sell people.
Now, when I say sell, means what is the meaning of sell? Sell means basically giving them something that they really think is not needed for them. Help means basically showcasing the benefits, showcasing what they would get. People don't buy products, people buy the results. People buy what the products can give them the results, right? So that's why I say help them. By getting this product, you're helping them. You're not selling them a product, you're helping them in many aspects, right? Many benefits. Not only about the product, like for example, the Kangen business helped me in terms of my financial condition as well. I was able to come out of my, job. In fact, I just want to share that the way how it helped me is literally when I started the Enagic business in my first year, I earned 5 times of what I would earn in 1 year of Enagic. Sorry, in 1 year of Amazon. And literally the amount is doubling every year. Thankful. I'm really, really thankful. I'm not sharing this to brag or anything. I'm just sharing that it is a complete reflection of the number of people that I'm helping, right? So like, for example, the most successful people, they always say that I deserve to get rich because I add value to people. So if you add value to people's lives, put on the chat and say, I add value. Yes. If you are someone who's adding value, and if you like to add value to people's lives, yeah, add more value. Don't just add the features of the product. Add more value to people, right? Yeah. Great. And the last point, what I wanted to share is very, very important, which is to have fun, right? Warren Buffett also says this, that he dances in his office, he enjoys, he has fun doing what he's doing, whatever he's doing, right? Now, he says that the people who don't succeed are those who don't have fun doing what they're doing, meaning who don't love what they do. I absolutely love doing Enagic because it's not like a job, it's not like a business, it's more like, because you're helping people, it's more like an interaction, it's more like a party, I would say, right? Provided that is very, very important that you have fun. The reason why you have fun is because you are able to reward yourself. It gives you a sense of achievement. It gives you a sense of that you're basically you're rewarding your hard work, basically. So that's the thing. You mean enjoy. Literally, I was having a chat with one of my team members. She's a doctor. I was just chatting with her yesterday, and not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday or day before yesterday. I was telling her that how amazing this business is. That it's, for me, it's not draining me at all. It's amazing to have that energy exchange. Like, I give out energy, my team gives me back energy. Normally why people feel drained in a job is because it's just one-way energy. There's no two-way energy, right? So when you're having fun, right, now reward yourself is not just going and enjoying money on go on business class or whatever. Rewarding yourself is basically hearing the good things from your team members. Because I see a lot of ups and downs happens, right? People make mistakes. Sometimes it's mistakes that are unknown mistakes also. But the biggest reward that I received from my team was recently when things didn't really go well. And what happened was, like, everybody outside of my team were all, they're differently. It was completely different, right? I mean, the scenario, the energy was completely different. And my team, they stood up to me and they said that we know who you are. We know what you're doing for your team, what you're doing for us, right? And we stand by you. Now, that was the biggest reward that I got in my entire 4 years of being in the team is there for me, not only when in my wins, but also when I'm down also. So thank you so much for all of you all who are there, because people who truly have worked with me, right? I am really grateful that I was being able to help you in some way or the other, and continue to help you in many more ways. So that's the thing. Reward yourself, reward your team. I always, have fun with my team, because it's not like you're a boss or you're a leader or anything. Just have fun. Make them feel like it's really a family. It's actually a family when you look at it, right? So That's why I even like, for example, when I go to any meetings, any seminars in India, in Malaysia, and all that, literally people outside of my team, people who are not even in our group within Sam or anybody, right? Also, we mingle well, we collaborate well, we work well. So that way, it really motivates each one of us and grows. And when I come to, for example, my biggest lesson why I learned this is to reward your team is because when I came to Malaysia and I literally saw the meetings, the way how people are working, although they are from different teams, right? The way how they work together, that brings in the brotherhood. So that's what I want to suggest to all of you all is that all of us here is that here in Magic, we are a big family, right? We just bring in that source of positiveness, that source of working together, and most importantly, also, following all the Magic, what you say, procedures and policies that they've laid out for us, because those things are basically binding us in order to be successful in this business. Because each one of us here, we are here to make our dreams come true. So working together, helping each other, and what do you say, rewarding each other's, that will be the best reward. The feeling that you get will be the best feeling that you'll ever receive with doing this in Magic business, right? So with that, I just wanted to share my journey, and I hope I did not go over time. And with this, basically, I'm really thanking each and every one of you all who are in this with us so far. And in my team, especially, I'd like to thank all my leaders, tirelessly working day in and day out in spite of this lockdown, because only one mission, that to help people, right? So let's continue helping people. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Michael and Sam, for allowing me to share my journey. And I hope I was able to inspire and give value to all of you here on this call. If I gave you value in some way or the other, just on the chat or anywhere, I mean, just you can share your feedback or your comments. I really reward my sharing here. So thank you so much. Right, over to you, Michael.
That was great sharing, Herman. Let's give Herman a big round of applause and appreciation for the wide subject that he has covered. He's almost covered every subject, and he is one young millennial who started ordinarily and have now become so successful that he's become an extraordinary guy within our team. He's a great contributor to many of Sam's activities. I have a question for you, Herman.
Sure.
How do you help your new distributors, especially, in going through the survival period? Do you have a 90-day program for these new distributors to help them get established?
Okay. So when basically anybody who joins us, right, we have our weekly meetings. We have our weekly meetings, and we have a group where basically we induct. It's like an induction, right, where they are inducted. And the first thing that we all go through is when we join is go through the books, the basic books: Change Your Water, Change Your Life, Confessions of a Skeptical Physician, and a couple more books, because I believe that instead of teaching by words, it's better for them to learn using tools. So that's the thing we use, because they start learning about the 90 days about the 90 days plan. We then work out, depending on their interest of what they want to achieve, or depending on their time commitment, we do the 6 months projections for them, so that they can actually see what's in it for them.
That's wonderful. You are one of the young computer savvy guys who joined this business and did very well. What is your take on our company's EWS, the Energy Web System? Do you use it?
Absolutely. I totally love the EWS system, because when I joined, right, the first thing that I want to start doing is to have a which my team members can start going through. So the EWS is a platform which is completely, it's made my life so easy because it's completely made by Enagic. It's approved materials by Enagic, and it's like a back office for us. Like, for example, when I started, like many of my team members, they ask me, Hemanth, if I want to make a sale in this country, what is the procedure? If I want to make a sale in this country, what is the procedure? XYZ, right? Now, when I started first, even I had those questions, but I'm really thankful to Michelle here, who he told me one thing, that Hemanth, it's important to have the resources and also to be resourceful, right? So EWS is a platform that allows us to be resourceful, because you can go there, get all the documents you want to, and liaise with the company directly. So I use EWS a lot. And many of my team members also use EWS a lot. I would urge each and every one of us here, if you don't have an EWS, there's a free website, go free web page, have the free web page, and if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade, and it's $30 a month. And with that $30 a month, you get access. You can have 250 contacts of yours, where you're sending in daily emailers, you're following up with them. We have ready-made templates that Enagic provides to you. So, and one thing is, EWS is abiding Enagic's policies. So not having any websites of our own. So that was very easy for me, that I didn't have to break my head on making a website following Enagic policy. I just had to subscribe to EWS.
Yeah, for those of us who are not so good at the computers, and we're scared about computers, especially people like us who are in the boomers age, baby boomers age, please go in. It's so user friendly. It can be so helpful for you to reach out. And when you hear Hemanth talk, like his global reach, going from India to Dubai and even to Australia, try to go into EWS. Go and search around, look around, hunt around. I'm sure it will be a very great, great help to you in your sponsorship overseas. Thank you, Hemanth, for telling us that also, and agreeing with that. By the way, since you are a millennial, I believe there are a lot of us want to reach out to tap your group of distributors. How do we get to touch you, or how do we get to touch your sweet button to attract you into this business?
Oh, okay. People in my age group, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is how I got in, right? The reason, why it was easy for me to like come in, because when I started, I had nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So that is one thing that most millennials, or not millennials, people of my age, when they're 20s, or even until they're 23 or 24, this I learned this from Jack Ma even before Enagic, that he says that when you're in your 20s, you make as many mistakes as possible. Don't worry about it. So I had nothing to lose. So the same thing, even many millennials in my age group, my age bracket, we have nothing to lose. The whole world is in front of us. But people in their 30s or 40s or even 50s, they may think twice. So that's one, that's one sweet spot, I would say, that nothing to lose, and they have energy. They are ready to adopt because they have no baggages with them. Like, I didn't have any baggage. I was like an open book. Whatever information I got, I was like a sponge, absorbed it and just applied it. So that's how we can actually get millennials. In fact, I just wanted to share with you that it's been only recently that I'm having a lot of team members, like since last 1 year, who are of my age group. But until last year, that is like almost 3 years in the business, I was like the youngest person in the team. Yeah. So there are two things. One is, because they're a millennial, right? It's easy for them to take risks. Not to, I show people the possibilities, and not to motivate them. Like my friend, he just joined. He's completely like self-motivated. He's registering sales day in and day out, and he's doing demos. He's doing demos day in and day out, registering sales by himself, right? So self-motivated.
That's good. And how would you approach people who are, let's say, middle age, 30 to 50? Do you have any challenges facing this group, trying
Um,
to recruit them into the business?
so firstly, people say that, like this is what my other friends had to say, that nobody would listen to us because we are young and people are, almost double the age or elder to us. They won't listen to us because we are young. But I would just say that, for people who are in their 40s or 50s, they may have a lot of regrets in their life also, right? They may uh, they may not like what they're doing. So what I believe in is basically there are two reasons why people would join someone who's younger is because they see themselves in you. Like when they were younger, they see that wow, man, this guy is exactly like how I was when I was younger, or they admire what you do. For them to admire what you do, you need to be passionate about what you're sharing. You need to have 100% confidence in what you're sharing, right? So they catch on that. So that's how basically I've had team members join me, and that's been my experience. But I don't know what's going on in their mind, but I just give my best.
Yeah, you are doing the right thing. Success breeds success. Be a success yourself in the Kangen business, and it becomes a easy model for others to duplicate. Thank you, Herman. There's someone who asked, do we have to pay for joining EWS? You have a choice to join in free, like it, then you pay a little bit extra monthly to make it, to design it to what you need. But it's a beautiful program. You should get in because it's free. Please go in and check out. And by the way, Herman, you mentioned earlier in your discussion that there are some people who have been in this business, but they are now hibernating. How would you get them out of their hibernation cycle?
Okay. So that's very tricky because
Tricky question. Okay.
we have to find out why they're hibernating. I mean, what's the cause? Because they won't be open with us why they are inactive. They will tell us the things that they have built up, like it's like a cloud of excuses that they build up, but they don't actually tell the actual reason why they're hibernating. So what I do is I basically ask them questions. I take them back to their why. I ask them, why did you start this business? Like, why did you start? Was it just like to make money? Sometimes the why is so, I mean, lousy. Sometimes they say that, Hemanth, you just offered this to me. I didn't want to miss out the opportunity. I mean, that's such a weak why that it's very easy to give up. So I didn't want to regret not doing this. Then what I do is I go back and I say that, okay, I understand. I always talk about what they are doing right now in their, maybe in their jobs or whatever they're doing. And I always tell them that think about what your job can offer to you in the next 10, 15 years, and think about what you can do with this business in the next 10, 15 years. And I work out a plan. And with that plan, they actually see both what the job can offer them. The job normally would offer them security and monthly salaries. But whereas here, right, maybe starting few months there's insecurity, or what do you call that? Uncertainty in income. But when you build it right way and put in your heart and soul, what you could probably do in 10, 15 years in a job, there's a possibility that if you put in the right efforts, you could be doing that in less than 3 to 5 years. So I show that to them, and then they see that, okay, so then what happens? All those excuses that they've built up starts breaking down. And then we face the actual problem. Then they say, Hemanth, I got a lot of rejections. I tried my best. I did few demos and people said no. So then I work on the actual objection. The actual objection will be like to build themselves, to reconnect with their personal self, reconnect with their why. always I go back to the why, because that's more powerful than any other objection. So that's my answer to that. Hope I was able to answer that, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Hemanth. You also shared a bit about you yourself joining this business initially on your own, and then you started growing, and then you now have a team. What are your takes on team building, and share with us some of your ideas, the importance of team building.
Yeah, like I say this always, that it's important to leverage. Now, when you want to leverage, the meaning of leverage is to do more with less, to produce more with less efforts. So, with the team, I always believe that a team of 10 can do better than one. A team of 100 can do better than team of 10, right? Because there's more manpower, there's more minds, and we just have to motivate them. So I would actually work on creating systems that are duplicable, right? Like, for example, I made the biggest mistake, which is doing demos and doing everything myself initially. Then I started seeing that not many people were able to duplicate that, and they found it very difficult. So now what all that I'm doing is I'm just sharing links to demo videos, or and then I'm making it duplicable, so that what happens is, previously, let's say if I was doing demo to 10 people, out of the 10, maybe 2 may think that, okay, I can also do this. But imagine if the 2 people are exposing it to 10 others, that becomes a total of 20. From the 10 that you initially exposed to, you exposed to another 20 through those 10, through those 2 people who liked. But if you are just playing a video or showing a video to 10, from that at least 5 to 6 will think that, okay, I can also do this. And let's say the 5 people show it to another 10, it becomes 50. So first thing in team building is to make it duplicable as possible. So in my first scenario, I would have just exposed it to 20 through my first 10. And in the second scenario, I would have exposed it to 50 through the first 10. It's the same 10 people. It's just that how we duplicate. And then what happens is we have meetings, we have trainings. We have again, I want to go back that we have a portal where literally there are hours of coaching, hours of training material, where they come in, all our team members come in and they go through it step by step. Week on week, there's a program. We call it units. So they just complete it. And as they complete it, they're building themselves. So majority of them, when they go through that, they become a stronger person and they start duplicating it. Just creating a duplicable system is what I believe will build a team. And we don't have to manage the team as such, because you cannot manage the team. You can just show them the duplicable system and they just follow it.
Yeah. And what is your take on teamwork? Do you have a core group of leaders whom you try to train and build so that they can become a helpful group for you to penetrate into new markets, like what Sam is doing?
Yeah. So I always believe in this, that when I'm talking about teamwork, right? Every place I go to, right, I basically look for one person or 1 or 2 people, main leaders who I can work with and train them. And then I have fortnightly calls with them. It's basically a heart-to-heart discussion, because that's important. So we do that. And I invest time. If, let's say, see, the thing with me is, because I'm not from the networking background, I learned later on that it's important to find those people who are also having the experience of networking. That's important, but that's not the only criteria. But many of my team members have not had the networking experience. So what happens is I work a lot with them in building their mindset, in building their their wall. So my core team, I don't, because if I recruit more people in my core team, I cannot take care of everyone. I'll be doing injustice to them. So I basically look at only like few people and then working with them to support them.
Yeah, good. Many of us have noticed that, Hemanth, you are very strong on one area. You're from India, but yet you are able to bring a lot of your team members to join into our regular activities like Forte, you know, from ordinary to extraordinary, even EKW. There are so many of you who are able to come and join us to see the fun and learn to enjoy the business and expand. How do you sell such events to your people?
Okay. Um, so again, I would attribute this to what I learned or what I saw from my leaders doing. The idea is for them to, I always say this, that people come in for the money, but they stay for the feeling. So what these kind of events would do is give them a sense of feeling that they're into something big. When they come and see 300, 400 people in an event, it kind of like makes them want to pinch themselves and say that, think big, start thinking big. You've been thinking small so long. And I just tell people that you're not getting the results that you want because of something, right? So when you come to these events, I only tell them that when you come there, you see how, like this is what I share, right? How a country which is a population of just 30 million is able to, perform well. Look at their ethics, look at the way how they work with the team, right? You learn from them, right? And how, like someone from that country, like we have a lot of leaders like Mr. Sam, Cora, Chin, Zahid, Gary, all of them, right? Basically, they in a country where Malaysia, right? People don't. How do I say this? Um, their population is very less. How are they able to do so many sales? How are they able to have so many achievers? So come check it out. It's an open invitation. And I tell them this thing that what you're investing, right? Let's say events are the only place where we can grow ourselves. We can get that feeling. So, like for example, one of our leaders in Dubai, when actually it was not, I mean, not me, but it was Simon and Sam, when they invited him to come to Malaysia for the third year anniversary dinner, he said this one thing that 2,000 people plus in a room, and I don't even know about it. I mean, what am I doing? I better start 10x. I better start, leveling up my game. So, so that is what happens. And I don't normally sell the events. I just promote it to them. I tell them that there's an event happening in Malaysia. It's simple. You want to come for an holiday, and because Malaysia is not very expensive for people to travel to, also, so it becomes an easy way to travel to Malaysia.
That was great sharing, Herman. I asked this question because sometimes for us staying in Malaysia, it's so difficult to get guys to come in to listen to our local EKW, and yet we see a lot of overseas distributors who are so keen and excited in joining. Yeah.
So I want to share that. Can I add on something to that?
Yes, please.
The point I wanted to add on is that I always tell people that look at our leaders, right? We are basically spending time and money to come into your city to train you and to work with you, right? Spending probably a lot more money, right? Because we see the huge potential in this. Now we just say that, let's say even before you invest for the machine, or for people who have invested and who are in the business, I tell them that how about you want to invest, you don't invest what we're investing in building the team. What you invest is just a trip, and you make a sale, you make back that commission or whatever, right? So that way it basically allows them to think that, hey, my leaders are spending much more money because they see some big picture. I rather follow them. I follow them. So that's what I share.
That's good. Are you duplicating some of the activities that we have established under Full House Power team? Things like, I hear you say you have already started on your weekly meetings. Are you doing some EKWs in Dubai or India too, to help your team grow?
Yeah. So I mean, I would attribute all the things that's happening in my team to what I've learned from my leaders. So like the weekly meetings that I started applying is after learning from what Sam and you all have been doing in Malaysia when I attended live in Malaysia. I started doing that in Bangalore, in where our office is. And then we started doing in Dubai. Our team started duplicating it. And then we started doing our workshops, right? Like similar to EKWs. And we started doing that. And right now, being online, it's so amazing that every day we have some or the other meetings. So exactly what we are doing is duplicating what I'm seeing successful leaders do. I just apply that without questioning.
Okay.
So we do that,
One
and my
last-
leaders also in Dubai. I would just say that there are a couple of my leaders.
Okay,
Can
one
you hear
last
me?
question from me.
Can you hear me?
What-
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I
have
was
something to share? Go ahead.
Yeah, so even my leaders, they've started doing their own workshops, adopting to the topics that are taught in EKW and similar trainings. And yeah, I mean, we started doing that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. One final question from me. What kind of advice do you have to give, to us, anybody, on how to face the new challenges, especially in terms of recruiting,
Could you say that? I mean,
with this lockdown, there certainly will be new challenges to our business. What kind of advice are you able to give to some of us?
okay. So at this time, because of the lockdown, many of us will be thinking that the medium that we used to use, which is to go meet people, do the demo, and close the sale, right? Is not possible because the lockdown. And not only this, even after the lockdown, even after the situation eases off, people will not be that free to meet each other, or that will not be happening as before. But I just wanted to share one thing, that when Mr. Sam started, when Rumi Verdera started about 15 years back, they were not doing face-to-face demos. What Rumi said was he made a DVD and shared the DVD to as many people as possible. What Mr. Sam says is also the same thing, that he used to just play the DVD for many of the people, right? So I believe that it's not the medium that matters, it's the message that matters. So if you can communicate that message to your prospects, either through Zoom or through any medium like a phone call or any online, right now, start using the online. So I would say that the message matters more than the medium. So yeah, that way you'll be able to get more done. Like if you have to travel to someone, if you want to go back to the same old methods, a lot of limitations, that you got to travel, you got to carry your demo items, you got to it's hard to duplicate also. But right now there's Zoom, there's Skype, a lot of online a lot of online platforms where you can share your message. And that's what all my team members have started doing, is conducting our own webinars, our own sessions on Zoom. So that's the way we look forward in the next few months and few years, and that's going to set the trend also. So don't focus on the medium, focus on the message.
That's a very valuable advice, and timely advice to help us go through this lockdown period. Sam, do you have any questions you like to ask, or any views that you would like to add in? Sam? Yeah, you're not on. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, hi. Wasn't that a great session? Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
Can we all give a big hand to Hemanth? There's a lot of gems there in today's talk. And yeah, I mean, Hemanth is in the international markets, got teams all over the place. I want to thank you, Hemanth, for your generous share. So, any questions that I would like to ask him? I think he's really given a lot of himself today. All right. So, just before we go, right, I'll just like to introduce next week's speaker. But let's end. I'll let Michael. I'll let you end this session for today's meeting with Hemanth. Then I'll introduce the next week's speaker.
Yeah, let's give a big round of applause to this young man who has become an extraordinary success with Kangen, and we wish him a bright future. He's going to be a multi-millionaire, you know, few millions every few years. Wonderful. Look forward to your good future, and we wish you the best of luck. Let's give him one big round of applause again for a young millennial who have really succeeded with us. And thank you for your comprehensive sharing, your sincere sharing. Back to you, Sam.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna get Augustine, our next week's speaker, Augustine Mok, to I'll introduce him to just come and have a quick word to introduce himself. Augustine, I've just unmuted you. Can you come and speak for a quick while? Introduce yourself, August.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Sam, for having me. I'm Augustine. I'm 28. And next week, I will be sharing with you something incredible. You will be serving the wave. And for the next 6 months, you will be executing your full potential. So next week, stay tuned and I'll see you. Back to you.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gus. Thank you. So another millennial for next week. So if you guys have any prospects, or maybe your son, your daughters, who's in the age group in the 20s, take this opportunity to get them to come and attend next week and listen to what Augustine has to share. All right. So with that, let's give one more big hand for Hemanth. Okay.
And also to Sam, our team
and also
leader, Koratu.
To Microsoft. Let's give a big hand to Microsoft.
Thank you. And also to our technical team members. And we look forward to hear from another millennial who's very successful next week. Augustine, he is building a big group of millennials. You can watch him in Facebook. And please keep safe. And we'll see each other next week, same time.
Right. I've just allowed any of you to you can unmute yourself and say your highs and goodbyes if you want to.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sam. You're really making us happy and feel great. Congratulations, Hemanth. Destined for the next week. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Hemanth, you were great.
Thank you, Sam, Herman, Michael.
Alright,
Thank you
bye-bye.
very much.
Thank you, Sam.
You,
Okay,
Itaya.
let's all give a big smile. I'm going to take a photo.
Bye.
A big smile on page one. I'm going to the second page now.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Mama.
Right, Judy.
Thank you so much. It was nice session. Great. Thank you so much.
No more on video already.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Thanks,
take care,
Sam.
guys.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you so
See you
much.
next week.
Thanks, Sam.
See you next week. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Wonderful.
Bye, Sam. Thank you.
Bye, Sonia.
Have a great day.
You too.